Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can.
With me as my guest, Dennis Wallace, who's going to be speaking about getting back into the workforce, about the No Worker Left Behind program, about the reentry program for people that may be coming out of the institution, and how these programs are designed to work in our community where our parents and a lot of us have paid taxes into the various budgets that take place at the state level. Mr. Wallace, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Dennis Wallace. I'm a case manager, Michigan Works affiliate, and located in the city of Detroit. Recently, 13 months ago, I'm a returning citizen also. So I'm proof that if you really want to make a difference in your own life and the life of your family, you can do it. Their programs are available. Just have to take advantage of them, and I did. The main thing is self-sufficiency. This is what I preach all the time, and this is what our governor has laid out for us, and this is also what the direction of the city, far as federal, state, local, far as the budget and the policies that we have in place to be able to help these families. In order for them to become self-sufficient, there are some steps that they have to take. It's a process. And I'm here really because of that process, because as we talked last night,
Right.
You can give a man a fish and that'll feed him for one day. But if we can teach a man how to fish, then he can, eat for a lifetime.
Yes,
And that's the problem that we're running into. I understand there's no worker, this under government grant home is no worker left behind. But the problem that I'm running into is workers who are being left behind. And,
Right.
According to statistics, 41,000 fewer people in the labor force compared to a year ago. That's
All
just
right.
41,000 fewer, right? And that's according to the Michigan Department of Labor and
So
Economic
is that in
Growth.
Michigan or national?
That's in Michigan. That's in
Michigan
Michigan.
alone,
The state lost 15,000 manufacturing jobs, right? And we know, being in the system, that there's another system that has been created.
Certainly. The
and
warehouse
the
system.
warehousing system. And when you have manufacturing in the main revenue from a state leaving, and it's replaced with something else. And right now, it is my opinion that it's been replaced with prisons, and this state is becoming a prison state. More and more money is being spent to warehouse prisoners than there is being spent in early childhood education. Money being spent in in No Worker Left Behind. And this information that I have for you, like I said today, I'm coming to you before you today as a concerned citizen,
Exactly,
not as a
exactly.
case manager representing
Right.
the company that I work for. So, all the information that I have, you can pull right off the website, Labor Economic Growth. Here we have where Governor Granholm in her radio address March 21st asked for some additional funding for the No Worker Left Behind program. In here, it talks about over 20,000 families already have benefited, enrolled in college or some type of vocational training, with another 11,000 waiting on a waiting list. My problem with that is that I've been doing this for almost a year now since I come home, and I have yet to have one person accepted into training. And so what I try to do, I try to encourage, motivate our clients as they come in to ask the right questions, to follow the paperwork, to follow the process in order to receive the benefits that's been allocated for them. However, the problem that I'm running into is we have a testing, where when they come in, we test them to find out their grade level. Right. Many of my clients read at an 8th grade level, do
Right.
math at a 5th grade level. Now, that's the average.
Right.
Now, how do you take
what is that? What is that market broken up into versus male, females, Asiatics, Europeans, Hispanics? Do you have that type of breakdown when we're talking about from the different sectors of the city and the different districts, or where's basically a lot of the influx of people that you may have encountered? From what demographics are they coming from?
Well, the greater demographic, of course, is people of color. And I do have some of those statistics right here before it's broke down with the age groups as well as the race and ethnic group. And that's another thing. It's not. It's everybody's problem.
Exactly.
This is not just a
problem.
yeah, of course. This is not just a a poor people's problem.
Right.
Okay, like you said, the number one law of the jungle is self-preservation.
Right.
And either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And as I go over what our governor has laid out and outlined to us, I see a plan on paper that makes sense and works.
Right.
But there's something happening at my level where I'm not able to get my clients the training that they need. If a person comes in with an 8th grade reading and a 5th grade math, if I don't give that person education and training, how can I then expect that person to leave and become self-sufficient? Right. You'll come in at a certain job skill and you'll leave back out at that same job skill level, then that's the only thing that you have to hope for. Let me just look at this real quick, and I'll just tell you this is a report taken February 22nd, 2008. We served 561 participants. Only 85 found jobs. And those who found jobs, the average salary was $7.83 an hour, with an average of 31 hours per week. Now, you do the math.
Wage.
How is that reaching self-sufficiency?
Right.
Okay. The message has to. The city right now is going through a lot.
Right.
But if we continue to look at issues like texting and all this other stuff and get past what's really going on, we're standing on the backs of those families who need our help. And if we continue to ignore them, then eventually that problem is gonna surface in a major way. And like I say all the time, they'll be coming to a theater near you. So.
Yes.
Either I'm, you know how it is. I would like to feed my family. I would like to take care of my family.
Yes,
but
sir.
if I don't have a plate to eat off of, then I'm gonna eat off yours.
Plate. Yeah, of course.
Because I have to eat. Self-preservation is number one law of the jungle. Right. So as these clients come in daily, uninspired and discouraged and hopeless, looking for an opportunity, but already knowing that, every time I come to this place or every time I come somewhere else, I'm not receiving the assistance that I need. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone who comes in who say they want assistance is actually looking for assistance. But at the same time, I can't assume that you're not. When you come through the door for help, then I have to assume that you're here for that help, and I'm here to do that. The problem that I'm having, though, is that through this No Worker Left Behind, there's some type of bureaucratic red tape that's
undermining the program.
It's undermining the program that the governor has laid out, and it's discouraging to me because when I look at my city, I love my city.
Exactly.
I love my city. I love my people. I love all God's people, and I have a passion for those who can't defend themselves. I'm an advocate for those.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children to jump the very best they can.